Yeah, welcome, Wendy. We are here for our program, our podcast. Are we still on the same page? And Wendy, you're from the Liefdesdokter.
Yes.
The Love Doctor. It's a great name, I should say. And maybe you can tell me more about your initiative. Who is Wendy and what does the Love Doctor do?
All
Actually?
right, sure, no problem. So I am one of the co-owners together with Inge. We run the Love Doctor, the Liefdesdokter. We are a learning collective, that's what we call ourselves. And we learn about connecting all forms and shapes and sorts and sizes. So it is connecting to yourself, connecting to other people, and connecting to the bigger, whatever the bigger is for you. For example, the city, or a job, or a work environment. Inge started it 15 years ago, so this year we're celebrating our 15th anniversary.
15 already.
Yeah, she started it when Serious Request, I don't know if you remember, the radio program before
Yes,
Christmas, to collect money for the Red Cross for, I think, 8 orphans in Africa, it was that year. And she is a teacher at Fontes, and she and her students created some very interesting interactions or interventions about connecting and the workshops they could do with people. And they decided they were going to do that on Christmas Eve, I think, or the day before Christmas Eve, in a local cafe to collect money to give to Serious Request. And Inge was their teacher, and she thought it would be a good idea to also join in and do something that was outside of her own boundaries and do something new. And she put on a lab coat and she called herself the Love Doctor. And she started doing small conversations with people about what was worrying them or on their mind. And that turned into what we are today, which is a learning collective with, well, Inge and myself, and we currently have 36 volunteers that
36 already.
go with us and that join us and that help us with the things we do. Yeah.
The things that you do, oh, thank you. Is that more for our Brainport Eindhoven region, or is it in the Netherlands everywhere that you do your workshops?
It's in the Netherlands everywhere.
Yeah.
We do workshops and we do events. For example, we also do welcoming at bigger events. So we are at the door and we welcome the people that come in, just to give them a little moment of attention to check in with themselves and see, hey, how am I doing today? And how is it going?
What are you doing today?
Why am I here? We do workshops as well. We do them across the Netherlands, but our main focus is Eindhoven because we are based in Eindhoven.
Yeah.
And we have a network here and we know people and yeah.
Then you're a good guest because our
thank
focus
you.
is Brainport Eindhoven. And what tips do you have exactly for the expats to make friends? Because you have workshops, but do you also do other things than the workshops?
Yes, we have. It's funny actually because we have been focusing on friendship in our group for the last 2 or maybe 3 years. We have been doing a lot of workshops on friendship. We have something that's called Broedplaats Vriendschap, which is a evening program around friendship where we invite guests, speakers. We do interactive sessions. We do that once a year. It will be in September, so that is coming up. We are currently working on that. And one of the most important things that we learned about friendship is that you don't start as friends. You start as people that don't know each other, that just say hi.
Say hi, how you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't start with, I mean, when you meet someone, regardless of what setting it's in, you're not immediately friends. That's hardly ever.
It takes some time,
sometimes it is, but it hardly ever is. It really takes some time. So invest in that time. Take the time to say hi to people you meet on the street or the people that live in your area, the people you meet in the supermarket, people at work, and then start little conversations like, the weather is horrible today. How do you feel?
That's a good topic, eh?
Do you like the rain, or do you like it when it's warmer? Or
talk about the weather. That's the reason people talk about the weather, because everybody can talk about the weather.
Yeah, there's always weather. There's always weather.
There's always weather, rainy, sunny, doesn't matter. So many expats they struggle with Dutch, and how does that affect the connection, the language, the struggling with the language?
So for me personally, and it is what we see in the Liefdesdokter as well, the Liefdesdokter is we do everything in Dutch. We are moving to having some materials and some workshops in English. We did do some English workshops as well, but all our materials is currently in Dutch. And we did have some people that were interested, that were learning Dutch. They were interested in joining the group, and we experimented with that, and then we found out it was not working that well, because her Dutch was not good enough to actually follow the conversation, and she didn't want to force everybody else to move to English, because
that is what
that's
we do.
what Dutch
that is what
people
we do
very often.
Yeah, very often, and we.
So it was kind of hard for her to connect within the group. In one-on-one conversations, it was fine, but within the group setting, it was harder. So I think language is a very important thing to help connect. Also, it really helps if you have the words. Even in your own language, if you have the words to express what you like and what you don't like and how you feel about something. I mean, with kids, very often when you ask them their opinion about something, they're like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, because they don't have the words. Once you learn a language, whether it's English or Dutch or whatever your first language is, and you learn words for things that are important to you, you can start sharing them.
Yeah, and keep it simple. Don't use the most difficult words, but first keep it simple.
Yeah.
And that's the interacting. You can talk about music, you can talk about food or other topics, but that's the start.
Yeah, it starts.
And you know that when you become friends, it takes some time. You meet each other maybe 5-6 times, and then
I think it takes way longer.
Yeah,
Depends on your definition of friends.
But the real connection is after 7 connections, when you drink coffee, have some chats with each other. Then,
it's interesting you say that, because I also think that when you look at Dutch culture, the way we define friendship might be a bit different than it is defined in other cultures. Yeah. For me, for example, for me it takes years before I call someone my friend. I have like a lot of acquaintances, but I only have a very few friends. And the friends I have, I explicitly ask them if they wanted to be my friend.
Oh,
because
them.
I asked them. Yeah. It's like asking someone to be your. It's the same as romantic relations, except without the romantic part.
Yeah.
But I think it's really nice to also address what stage you are in your friendship. So I'll give you an example. I had it recently with one of the people I have been hanging out with a lot recently, because we met, we liked each other, we started doing coffee, we started doing some things together, and then recently she was at my house, we had dinner together, and we had like the conversation. For me, that's important to give words to what I'm feeling or what I'm thinking. And I asked her, if you are referring to me to somebody else, are you calling me a friend or an acquaintance? Because I would really like to call you my friend, but I don't know if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And we were both like, oh, that's so nice, and super happy, and now we're friends.
That's nice. I don't know exactly how we do that here in this region. Sometimes, we have a chat. You go outside to a bar, cafe, or do something together, to a festival.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you are friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some more questions.
Yeah, go for it.
About the region. How can the region help expats feel less alone? You have your initiative, the Liefdesdokter, you have the workshops. And but maybe you have some other ideas about
Yes.
this.
I talked to Inge about this because
Yeah.
she has very strong opinions, and I really like that about
Yeah.
her. She is very. So one of the things that we are, not we as region, but in general in this
Yeah.
time and age, we are
Yeah.
missing is public spaces where you can just go and hang out without needing to consume. For example, the library is like a perfect example of a public space where you
Yeah.
can go and you can be there. There's no need to buy anything. There is no need to buy a membership. You can just go and be there. There are less and less of these spaces, and we need more of them. We need places where people can just go and hang and be, meet other people.
More outside in the park
Yeah, I think
for a walk, do
I-
something
I-
nice, something simple.
I don't know who. I think there was research. I don't know. I can't, but I can look it up for you if you want.
Yeah.
It's called the third place. So you have like home, you have work, and you have the third place. And that is the place where you hang. You are, not because you are specifically going there to do a specific activity or you're going there because you're meeting someone specific, but just to hang out. And then whoever is there, you'll meet them there.
You can meet them also here at the next nature museum.
Yeah,
Have a chat, drink
this is
some
a great
coffee.
place, but
Yeah, nice.
again,
Yeah.
this is a consumer place because you
Yeah.
need to pay to get in.
Yes, of course.
So,
Yeah. I don't know exactly when you want to go to the restaurant or for lunch.
yeah, but
I don't know if you have to pay the for
again,
entrance,
having lunch
so I can
is
ask.
consuming
Yeah.
things. So a public place is a place where you can go, where you don't have to pay or you don't have to do a specific activity to
Yeah.
allow to be there. You can just be there without doing anything, without buying anything, without having to pay for anything.
Okay, so we can discuss this with the Evoluon, eh? Maybe they can.
That would be amazing if this could be
Yeah.
a place that would
Yeah, could
be
be a very nice place
a public
because you can
space.
also go outside, for
A park is also a
Yeah.
great public place where you can just hang. You can hang with your friends, or you
Yeah.
can just see who you meet.
Yeah, I think it was really nice to have you in our program. You mentioned
Thank you.
some important issues for our internationals. How can we connect? How can we use the language? So you can arrange some activities for them and also for our locals. Because I know the Liefdesdokter, because I also participated once a workshop. So thank you, Wendie, and thanks for your insights to show you how language and connection go hand in hand.
You're very welcome.
So
And I hope to hear more of you.
yes, of course, nice. You're
Cool.
in our program.
Yeah, it would be lovely.
Okay, thank you, Wendie.
Thank you for having me.